In today's FX markets, let's take a look at the Euro futures today as they're realizing some selling pressure here today. And with today's price action now, we are seeing the Euro futures down 3 out of the last 4 trading sessions and being pushed to 2-week lows after coming off of a 2-month high just 4 trading sessions ago, 1.216. We are seeing this momentum now picking up today to the downside, and the Euro holding just above the 1.20 level, 1.203 currently. And as I mentioned, the low end of the last 2 weeks. So when you look at some of the factors, I think why we're seeing this selling pressure persist here the last couple of days, a couple things. Number one, the momentum in the equity markets from a global perspective, and particularly here in the United States, I think is helping the U.S. dollar as it's creating some uncertainty from a global perspective. And I think that that's benefiting the U.S. dollar and therefore putting pressure on some of the major currency futures markets, and particularly the Euro futures today as we're seeing them selling off. Couple that with the themes of the storyline out there surrounding the GDP data coming out of the Eurozone here the last couple of days. And again, indicating a double dip recession in the Eurozone. And I think that's another factor or headwind for the Euro, at least from a short-term perspective. Now, looking at the Euro from a trend standpoint, as I mentioned, we are pushing down here to the low end of this range over the last 2 weeks. So 1.20, I think, is pretty significant from a short-term trend standpoint. And also, when you look at just the general trends, we are seeing the Euro, again, showing strength here the last couple of months and just recently putting in a 2-month high. But some of the themes out there right now, I think, are a little bit of a challenge, particularly if we continue to see them persist as far as the unevenness of the recovery trade. So this is a critical area, I think, here for the Euro, as we're also seeing it unfold in some of the other currency markets as well, and the futures markets. As we are seeing the dollar now, at least for the short term, finding the ability to bounce back above 91 and currently right around the 91.35 level for the dollar index.